guys, Mongoose Fitness here. Today we're going to be making a do-it-yourself video on how to make some gym shelves like this one we got here. Made this one yesterday. As you can see, we got pull-out drawers for all your gym shoes, hangers for your clips, and here's like the supplement stack, some recovery items, and the chains and throwing items. A big thing when you're doing construction or building stuff at your house is you're going to want to make sure you're having the right safety equipment. So we're going to be using these gloves when we're cutting the wood. We're going to be using some eyewear, and I like to use goggles because they don't slip, and it's just I like to use them. And we're also going to be using earmuffs because, you know, how are you going to lift weight if you can't listen to heavy metal while you're lifting? Alright, so some of the tools we're going to be using is a measuring tape to measure out where we're going, drill bits, we're going to be using 6x2 drywall screws, pencil for marking up the wood, and the square, make sure our lines are straight. Alright, so the power tools we're going to be using is, we've got a Milwaukee cord drill. I like to use the cord drills because you don't have to worry about the battery running out, and they work better. We're also going to be using a DeWalt circular saw. Alright, so a little safety tip when you're using a circular saw. As you can see, the blade's very sharp and you don't want to have that go over your finger. So first of all, you always want to make sure that your hand's away from the blade. Second of all, when you're moving it, you want to make sure that it is unplugged. And third thing is you got this board here that goes up and down, and you want to only expose the blade that you need to cut the wood. So you don't want like this much blade sticking out if the wood's only this thick. You just want just enough so that you can cut the wood but not underhang over the wood where you cut it. Alright guys, so for the shelf, we're gonna have it like this. This whole thing is gonna be 32 inches to fit under the stairs. But the thing that sometimes you might forget is that your top and your bottom pieces are both an inch. So this side piece has to be 30 inches for it to fit into the cavity. For the length, we're gonna measure that out in a second. Alright, so we're gonna make it 21¼ inches long and 12½ inches wide. So when you're making your lines, you wanna make sure you use a square. Then you put it on the side of the wood like this and make sure that's straight, and that way you can get a straight 90-degree angle for your piece of wood. After you get that straight 90-degree line set up, you can take your longer straight stick. It can be a stick, or I use a meter stick just because it's pretty good. And now you can have a line that goes straight across your piece of wood. So now we have the top and the bottom pieces all lined up, ready to be cut. So now we're gonna make the side pieces. Another good idea when you're making these projects is to label the individual pieces. So we got top and bottom. That way we know what we cut the piece of wood for. So we're gonna cut these two pieces down into our two side pieces, 30 by 12¼ inches. Alright, so here we got our two side pieces set up, so now we can go outside and cut. So we're gonna wipe down the work area real quick. Alright, so here we go with our first cut. Alright guys, so now that we have our 4 main pieces set up, we can get to work on screwing them together. We're going to end up needing more pieces for the shelves and the back bracing, but that'll be later. Also, another useful tip is if you have the opportunity, it's better to cut outside, because then you don't have to clean up all the sawdust in your house, because it's outside and not in your house. Okay, so we've set up the bracing to drill the holes. As you can see, we used a kettlebell and a 5-pound weight on this side and the bench as a brace on this side, and that'll keep these boards straight while I drill the holes. Another thing, we're going to be using this to drill the pilot holes through the wood. Since this is thinner plywood, if I were to just take a screw and drill it straight through like that, it would probably split the wood. So the pilot hole helps guide it to where exactly you want it, and it keeps you from splitting the wood. So as you can see, we got the Phillips head bit in the drill right now. So we're just going to slide that out, grab the pilot bit, screw that on, and then this drill uses a key. It doesn't have the normal drill chuck or whatever. So there we go, ready to drill. You want to keep the bits from skipping, because you can strip the head and then you got a stuck screw and that's a pain. So here's a little demo. So ready? Like, see how it's skipping? That's how you'll destroy the bit. So you want to make sure that it's sunken in securely and put some pressure on, so it'll screw the screw right into the piece of wood. Perfect. Here we go with another pilot hole. We're going to be doing 3 screws on each side for the main base, and then usually with the shelves we go down to 2. Alright guys, so now we have the basic box for our shelf down. We got all 3 on the top, 3 over here, bottoms. One thing you might notice though, or you won't in the video just because it's a small detail, but if you guys are making this at home, you're going to notice that you're going to get little burst outs like this one. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. Little burst outs right there. That's just because this wood is so thin with these screws. So if you're not like perfect, then you're gonna end up bursting through at some point. So it's just a small little detail. It won't cause much of a problem, but if it drives you crazy, you can always just drill another hole and try again. So keep you guys updated. We're probably gonna put some shelving in here before we put the middle piece in. And also you're gonna notice it has a wobble. That's because there's no back brace, so we're gonna end up having to put a back brace in there at some point. But it'll probably be easier if we put these in first. That way we don't have to reach the drill in with a wall right here. So keep you guys updated. So when I'm putting in this cross member here, to make sure it's straight up and down and not tilted, you can use a little thing like this, where it's got the ruler on this side and the level on this side. And all you do, put it on your board, look at the level. If it's in between the 2 lines and it's straight, and it is. So this board is straight, so we can drill now. Okay, so we've got the top shelf in. Now we're going to put this piece on the back. And as you can see, it's still wobbly. So if we put it in a back piece right back there, then it won't be wobbly. And I was going to put a T piece right here, but I'm gonna decide not to, because I'm deciding to make this a bookshelf, and then this will be for like heavier items. Might put like skates or medicine balls or something down there. Alright, so this is the end of the basic construction of the project. We've got a bookshelf up here, area for skates or medicine balls or whatever we want down there. It's a lot more sturdy now with that back brace. The only rocking is from the uneven ground because the concrete's not even. We did have one bust out right there, but I'm deciding not to fix that just because it's just a small problem. So I'll put this in and I'll show you how it looks. Alright guys, so here it is. We got the skates, medicine balls, punching bag, gloves, and empty bookshelf. We'll have books in there sometime. All right, here it is, finished project. We'll eventually have another one right over there. I also did a little extra thing. If you can see, this is the packing that my Rogue barbell came in, and I decided to make it a chalk cup, so that's pretty cool. Then we got this set up. We'll have books in here eventually. We got skates, medicine balls, and on top the boxing gloves. Over here we got the stereo system with an extra one up there for a little bit of surround sound. Shoe. Supplements, along with some smelling salts. Myofascial release tools. Foam roller. Lacrosse ball. Cones. Extra chalk. A little bit of hand grip exercises, and then chains and throwing items are in there. So, there we go. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video today. A little bit different from the normal fitness vlogs, but I do DIY every once in a while. Is a pretty good opportunity to learn how to build your own gym equipment if you're just starting out, or if you want to make some like shelving or platform or whatever you need for your gym. Just look it up on YouTube, and hopefully there's a video there to help you. So just adding to the video library on YouTube today. So hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, grind, don't stop, no pain, no gain, shut up and train. And in this case, build too. So keep you guys updated. See you soon.